Introduction: Where the Devil Hides.
There are dates that mark not just the years, but the fate of humanity itself. The year 1920, Munich. A smoke-filled beer hall, a group of men are gathered around a table signing not dreams, but the death warrant of an empire. Among them is a man, whose eyes hold that cold glimmer that would soon seize the soul of the masses, Adolf Hitler. I am not here today to tell you about the rise of a political party. I am here to tell you how a nation was pushed toward the abyss step by step by its own hands. And we are going to decode that great lie, often ignored in history books, hidden deep within that process. Fasten your seatbelts, because in this 25-year-long bloody journey, nothing is as simple as it seems. The lie of number 555. The early days of the party, the NSDAP, consisted of only 200 people. When Hitler joined the party, they handed him a membership card, number 555. Why 555 instead of 1? This was the moment the greatest perception operation in history began. They started the numbering from 501 because people, when they want to be part of something, they look for data that proves that thing is grand. Hitler realized from the very beginning, you cannot manage people with logic. You manage them with perception. The membership card number 7 that surfaced years later was the first proof that everything was a fabrication. So their story began with a lie, grew with a legend, and ended with a catastrophe. But the real question is, how did a nation ignore such an obvious fraud? Or did they simply choose not to see? Part 2, the prison and the devil's tactic. 1923 Landsberg prison. Hitler is behind bars and everyone thinks he is finished. But inside that narrow cell, Hitler's mind was designing a death machine, that famous legality tactic. When Hitler walked out of prison, he understood, I will destroy democracy by using democracy itself. The SSA units enter the stage. They create such terror in the streets that the public becomes exhausted, the public becomes afraid. And in that very moment, Hitler emerges in the middle of that chaos with a shield. Elect me and I will bring order. My friends, pay close attention here. Create a crisis, crush the people with the fear of that crisis, and then appear as the savior of that very crisis. This was the core code of Hitler's success. He wasn't just a politician. He was an alchemist who knew exactly how to manage fear. The heavy steps of collapse. And then 1929 arrived, the Great Depression. Millions of people lost everything they had in a single night. In those moments, nothing could penetrate that void of despair except the voice of Hitler. He promised a future to the student, land to the farmer, bread to the worker. But in reality, he was giving everyone only one thing, an enemy. It is not your fault, he said. It is theirs. That was the moment a nation's conscience became a prisoner of an ideology. By 1932, 37% of the vote, meaning 1 in every 3 Germans, voluntarily said yes to this darkness. But in reality, the signature they were placing was preparing the end of their own children. Farewell with questions. 1945. That illusion that began in a beer hall 20 years ago ended with 9 million registered members, cities reduced to rubble, and the greatest genocide in history. The collapse of a state did not happen in a single day. It happened by accepting one more lie every day, by losing a little more freedom every single day. Now, let us stop and ask ourselves, which illusions are we believing in our own world today? Which savior lies are we following as we walk toward the edge of the cliff? History is not just a record of the past. It is a mirror of the future. And sometimes looking into that mirror is terrifying. Do you think the same mistakes could be made again today? Your comments are more important to me than history itself.
Mit umso größerer Beunruhigung verfolgt aber das deutsche Volk gerade deshalb die Vorgänge in Litauen. In tiefstem Frieden wurde das Memmelland Jahre nach dem Friedensschluss Deutschland geraubt. Eine große Nation muss dauernd zusehen, wie gegen Recht und vertragliche Bestimmungen Angehörige des Blutes, die man im tiefsten Frieden überfallen und vom Reich weggerissen hat, schlimmer behandelt werden als in normalen Staaten Verbrecher. Ihr einziges Verbrechen ist aber nur, dass sie Deutsche sind und Deutsche bleiben wollen. Ich schlage nun dem Reichstag die Annahme der Gesetze vor, die Ihnen Parteigenosse Reichstagspräsident Göring verlesen wird. Das erste und zweite Gesetz tragen eine Dankeschuld an die Bewegung ab, unter deren Symbol Deutschland die Freiheit zurückgewonnen hat. Das zweite Gesetz ist der Versuch der gesetzlichen Regelung eines Problems, das im Falle des abermaligen Scheiterns dann durch Gesetz zur endgültigen Lösung der nationalsozialistischen Partei übertragen werden müsste. Hinter allen drei Gesetzen steht die Partei und mit ihr und hinter ihr die deutsche Nation. Artikel 1. Die Reichsfarben sind schwarz-weiß-rot. Artikel 2. Reichs- und Nationalflagge ist die Hakenkreuzflagge, sie ist zugleich Handelsflagge. Reichsbürger ist nur der Staatsangehörige deutschen oder artverwandten Blutes, der durch sein Verhalten beweist, dass er gewillt und geeignet ist, in Treue dem deutschen Volk und Reich zu dienen. Eheschließungen zwischen Juden und Staatsangehörigen deutschen oder artverwandten Blutes sind verboten.